Gatehouse, which has allowed a bunch of refugees to escape. He took a little bit of a breather on the HMS Fortune, and now you are back and ready for action at the Cathedral to Bahamut. The notes I have from last session is an interest in visiting ISIT facilities to see about helping with the whole shadow and darkness problem, as well as further investigations into the Golgari and the monsters in the dark.
Damn, bro.
That is correct.
It's correct. Okay, I'm glad. So let's take a look. What do we want to do first? Do we want to fuck with the Is It first, or do we want to go do something else? Let's see what we got here. So we reconvene at nighttime, because it's always nighttime now, at the footsteps of the front entrance to the cathedral, having paid a visit to the church itself. The Fortune is in dock. Nephis is going to hang out in the bay for now, unless he feels as though it's too dangerous to carry on. So I leave it to the party to decide where they want to go and who they want to speak to first, as there's a couple of items on the agenda. Knight is typing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Is it first, says Knight. Okay, so there's two places. Looking at our big gigantic city map that's posted up by the clock, you have a spot just to the north east of the cathedral, which is sort of a manufacturing production facility. And then there's the area that is well within the contested zone, near where the Selesnya Conclave is. And that is the R&D research experimentation laboratories down in the southern part of the city.
Manufactorum first, then R&D.
The Manufactorum first, says Vaszerei. All right. Well, it's a quick half-hour jaunt up through the city to visit the manufactories. Now, just refresh my memory, because I can't quite remember. What was the report that was given to the Allies about what happened with the sun? Did you guys say, like, hey, it got closed off, or is it just sort of left as an open-ended mystery?
I think it got left as an open-ended mystery. Because, I mean, things collapsed and the sky rained, and beyond that, nothing else happened that really was talked about.
That was really communicated. Okay, so as far as is concerned, they don't really know the reason why it's eternally night.
Wasn't us.
It doesn't matter whether anybody admitted fault. I couldn't remember if it's eternally night. Yeah. Why are we all typing? I mean, I'm pretty sure he gets complained at by Selesnya people about pretty much anything he does. Okay, I'm just gonna say for the sake of it, if he got complained at by somebody, they probably generally know that, like, something happened, and that's why it's always nighttime. So when you go to the when you go to the manufacturing section of the Izzet guilds, it's fairly busy with engineers and laborers who are carting what looks like wagon loads of like debris and scrap to the furnaces, and then other like chunks of not raw, but just refined processed material to foundries where they're doing their best to keep up with supply demands. Given that the industries of the actual like tool and metal producing industries of New Ravnica are here in the south, they're kind of like enemy occupied right now. It's fallen on the laborers of the Izzet to supply the city's needs and the army's needs simultaneously through one facility. So they are going crazy trying to secure, salvage, and then reproduce material as fast as they can. You walk upon this scene. Nobody seems to go out of their way to greet you, and you are able to slip in amongst the chaos. For a quick notation, the furnaces and the areas where all the scrap is going seems to be this like southernmost building. These catwalks and lines that are connecting different buildings, they have underslung monorails that are essentially like shuttling material back and forth between the different facilities. And you can hear a near constant rhythm of hammering and machine noise coming from this major building here, and it looks as though final products are being assembled in this building, the far right. And there's other smaller like tinkerers' workshops and artisan facilities that are spread around the campus. There are hundreds of men, goblins, and Vidalkin that are populating this facility.
What kind of end products are they making?
They are making weapons, they are making armor, they're making ammunition, they're making like crates, iron materials for like reinforcing structures, they're making pickaxes, tools to help with rubble clearing, wheels, like pretty much anything that you would need to manage this crisis. They're producing as much as they can. They are also recycling like everything. You see like lampposts, park benches, trash cans, like busted up pieces of armor and giant sections of plate that were probably attached to like war beasts or siege engines that are going into the foundries. You see like copper lines, sections of piping, anything that can be recycled, that can be pried off by hand is going into the big furnaces to be melted down into its slag components. It'd be remade for the war effort and also like recovery efforts too.
All right.
There is a the last point to be mentioned is there is a facility here where it seems as though everything, like there's a few handcarts and there's a few guys that are going with like satchels of things or pulling sleds of curious looking busted contraptions, and it seems like that's its own self-contained production facility.
It makes no sense why anyone would wish to rebuild this wretched place.
Well, it is their home. Where else would they go?
Would we do no different for Sanctuary?
No.
So you'd rather go somewhere else?
I've been told many times that those who wander are lost, but those who linger are doomed.
You almost sound like you're trying to be nomadic.
Vin smiles.
That's what I thought.
I'm not your average drow.
You are something.
Not your
Something
typical
unique.
girl.
I'd like to find one of the higher ups here and try to speak with them if I can, provided they're not going to just shoo me away. Because, god damn it.
They're not gonna shoo you away, you say?
I'll be sad if they shoo me away.
Well, okay. You
What?
find the first sort of overseer that you see is a very overworked looking goblin who's got the badge of an Ismungus,
Oh,
which is a higher up position in the Izzet League. And he's like basically directing traffic for a bunch of people that are coming and showing like, here's the stuff that I got in my cart, and he's like pointing them to different doors and facilities to get them to sort all their crap out. And as soon as you like approach him with the intent of speaking, he holds up both of his hands. He goes, "No! Walk-ins go over there to the right. I'm only taking carts here. Don't mess up my line."
Damn, alright. This poor goblin. This guy needs, like, some Snickers or something. Holy shit.
Wow.
Excuse me, I'd like to ask for your attention. Trying to get the overseer's attention to speak with him.
He spins around on the ball of his heels, and he takes his blast goggles and puts them up on his forehead, and he gives you a beady-eyed glare, and he says, "What?"
What? Seems the front is in need of assistance, and I would like to ask if you have anything to provide bright light for the advances.
He scratches the few hairs that are left on his green balding head from on bright light, huh? He rummages in a pocket and he produces a Zippo, like a little brass-plated Zippo lighter, and he gives it a flick and it produces a flame, and he says, "How about this? I'll light a torch any day, rain or shine."
Looking at that and then hearing about torches, Vaszerei is going to get an idea.
What is a good idea?
Does this facility produce lanterns?
Yeah, we produce lanterns. We also produce torches. We produce sunbeams. We produce heater units. We produce anything that you need.
Do you
Now,
have
at
any
least.
Do you have any sort of lanterns that don't require a flame? Perhaps some other alternative source?
What, you mean like a gas lantern?
Something like that, or maybe like bright crystal, or maybe some glowing mushroom or something of the sort. Just something to avoid the flame going out while operating on the front.
Wow.
The problem
You
is
could
that
use. Go ahead.
the problem is that the darkness is overtaking the soldiers on the front. They need something to keep the area lit as they're pushing forward.
He shakes his head and he says, "Look, pal, I'm not in the business of winning the fight. That's kind of the problem of the Legion. I'm busy here trying to get everything broken down so that the fabricators can keep on working. If you're looking for crazy contraptions, you should go over to the research guys. I'm sure they got something up their sleeves." And he kind of points you across the campus. Or you could go see the Ismungus guys. I know that they deal with magical artifacts.
It seems that I may want to visit them before I go considering the research. That's provided the research is even still there anymore.
Provided. So he
Provided.
directs you over to this big building over here, which, as you show up, you are able to learn. Probably Paelias knows what the fuck's going on here because he's visited these guys a whole bunch in a couple of different times. But this is a Misium foundry. And Misium is a special alloy that is created by the Izzet League, meant specifically for use in harnessing and enhancing magical technology. Misium is kind of a closely held secret of the Izzet League, and only they know how to produce not only the alloy itself, but as well the different contraptions that they use it for. It's known to be about as useful as it is unpredictable, depending on how it is used in a design. And it is here where you see the sort of like secondary, smaller batches of scavengers going in with their odd contraptions. They're going in and speaking to a pair of Vidalkin who are sort of crossing things off on checklists and doing all the paperwork that you would expect of a bunch of factory workers.
Am I here to see this, or is Vaszerei in like a secret room now?
I'm expecting, well, this is an outside thing. I'm kind of expecting the entire party is shambling along together.
I'd hope so, yeah.
How fascinating. Do tell us more about your special metal.
Damn, not now.
Well, if you do want to know more, the easy thing to state is they use it in all of their odd experimentations, and some of the most popular experimentations, which haven't really been at the forefront of your adventures so far, is some odd creations called Izzet Weirds. And weirds are the products of experiments intended to combine two opposing elemental types in the hope of creating elementals that are more stable than usual and easier to control. And they are, in fact, creatures that you would probably see like through the gaping open doors of that little facility there. They're skeletal structures, and the medium to which the elementals are being harnessed are made from Misium frames.
How unnatural.
They also form sort of like the core skeletal components to the constructs that you've seen in far-off lands. Though that's not so much of a trade
dwarf
secret.
With his little robot guy. Remember
Yeah,
him?
and the robots from the old elf's little castle too.
Remember him?
The dwarf.
Yeah.
Burning or light-tipped weapons for soldiers might be... Okay, so you're gonna go forward and like propose this to the to the overseers in charge of the Misium foundry?
That is something I'd like to propose to them right now, because from what it sounds like, the issue right now is light. If we can handle their light problem, they'd be able to actually see the problems in front of them.
Hell yeah. All right. So the guy's gonna take your idea, sort of swish it around in his mind, and he says, "This one's a Vidalkin, so he's not weird like the goblins." And he tells you, "Yes, I believe that the guys in research are already working on a way to try and fix the light issue right now. We're actually going to be trying to build some artificial suns. We're calling them mini-suns. But for that, we're going to need as much Misium as we can find."
Where would we be able to assist in getting more of this material?
he sort of like gestures about the city and he says, well, at this point in time, any scrap we can find, we'll probably have enough soon. We're just waiting on the experimental guys to finish their prototype. They're building it right now. Once they have it working and non-exploding, and they can harness all of the trinkets, whatever it is they're coming up, they'll send the blueprints to us, and we're going to start manufacturing. We got lots of Misium. We have a bunch of Invisimisium as well, and we should be able to create 3 or 4 by the time the week is up.
Vaszerei blinks for a second, just hearing all these random alloys and metals. And,
Invisimisium, it's a real thing.
Yeah, she just kind of sits there, just kind of like, what the fuck? Then it seems obvious what we must do next. We might want to go and check on the members of research if they're even still around.
The Laboratory of Pyrology. Those are the guys you're gonna talk to. They're working together with the Metallurgy Lab to make the prototype.
I would like to recall what I know or have heard of these metal alloys.
You can roll history for sure.
Hell yeah. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. What did I roll? That is a 10 history roll.
You are aware that Misium is a magic-infused alloy that is created and employed by the Izzet League. And that's about as far as you really know.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Beyond what's already been sort of established, that like there's a foundry here that makes it, and apparently the Laboratory of Metallurgy is working with it right now, and Pyrology.
My dad works at that factory, so I should know everything.
This is a Ravnica specific thing, and it was never
I'm just fucking around, you're fine.
No, I know. I'm adding that to the, like, this is not something you would have encountered from the old world. This is something that has, like, specifically been brought. This would be a wonder material in the old world, and here it is treated as a trade secret, but it's not quite as, like, radically revolutionary. Simply because they already sort of have pioneered its existence and use it for a bunch of things. Yes. Are there any other questions we have for Fabricator Guy? Oh, sorry. Roll fucking Vaszerei. Roll me persuasion to convince this guy he should start making these light things instead of like what he's doing now, which is basically nothing.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I feel like you're pretty, like, Vaszerei is pretty dead set on giving the troops something to protect themselves. So
they need something to protect themselves, yeah. Alright,
yeah,
I'm gonna roll
try
persuade.
try and persuade this guy that you're more important.
15.
A 15, eh?
My camera's fucked up, what the hell?
Flat 15. Big oof. That's fine. He nods his head and he tells you that he understands why it's important, and if they have any leftover materials, they'll try and put it to good use in making some basically like little light globes somebody can put on their belt.
That's just what's popping to mind right now, is just if they have hip-mounted or hip-worn lanterns, they'd be able to carry that light into combat without like sacrificing a shield or something else.
Yeah, then they can see what kills them instead of not see what kills them.
That would be most ideal, yes.
Yes, and then their friend, after they die, their friends can see shit.
Hey, let's not worry about that, okay? One thing at a time here.
The front lines need our help.
The
Front
front lines
lines.
need our help.
Another colony needs your assistance.
Another 7 needs your help.
That's the one.
Here we go. Fucking camera. Holy shit. Oh,
Have you heard of the High Elves?
I don't want to talk about elves.
Why not?
I want to talk about kobolds. Let's talk about them. There's enough elves in fantasy. Let's talk about them.
What about the droid attack on the kobolds?
Oh, those motherfuckers.
Okay. We're going to research and development.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
on
that seems-
CNN.
Seems like the next course of action, because if this whole like mini sun like prototype or whatever is, you know, getting overwhelmed, destroyed, whatever, you know, being in a contested area, then we got bigger problems in our hands, so we might want to go visit them.
All right. Given that it's in not overly secure territory, how would you like to get to there? You can safely get to like here if you want to travel safe. But then you have an entire cliff separating you from the lab.
We would have to probably consider flight.
Gee, I wonder how this group is going to manage flying.
Well, here's a question. Where is Vari? Is Vari going to remain here for the moment?
Vari has not accompanied you, and in fact, when you guys assembled at the footsteps of the cathedral, she was absent.
Where the fuck? Alright. So we got a shadow dragon to go looking for later. We will have to figure out where the hell she went. So, it seems that we have research and development to go to. I have wings. We have rabbit. So that
Kardoc
means
can Naruto run up and down wall. Oh no, he's got his wings too.
I got both. I can do either.
he's got wings. Paelias can
I can
use
also-
flight or ride along with Vin. I don't know, one of the two.
Carlos is Batman.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to fly there. We are going to fly there. As you make flight,
They fly
you're
now.
uncontested. They fly now. You make it over top of the laboratories, and you notice fairly frequent bolts of lightning and gouts of flame blasting from a fairly solidly built earthworks that is surrounding the laboratories out into the street. So from these like points of security, there's just lightning and fire that intermittently blast out into the darkness. As you draw close to where your vision can actually see, it seems as though the lab guards that are on duty are just sort of dissuading packs of roving banditos who try their luck to find a point of weakness in the security line. You see glowing shapes and figures, fairly large looking things. This is likely the first real appearance that you've seen of the weirds in combat. There's glacial creatures that stand about 6 feet tall that look like, trying to use the right words, sculpted columns of ice. There are lightning constructs that have glass bodies with copper frames, and there are also large creatures that look like an interesting combination of magma and water, given humanoid form, and they stomp about the perimeter, blasting out elemental fury every once in a while to support the efforts of the Izzet soldiers. This is not to make it seem as though it's constant combat, but in the several minutes that you sort of take to get into view and then begin descending, you just sort of notice. And it's not like they're in a fight. They're more using it to, like, the packs of looters or the overly greedy Rakdos who think that they can make it because they're in a drug-induced frenzy or whatever garbage that those losers are doing. They try and play their luck and run a gauntlet and then get flamethrowered back into compliance. Or zapped. Or frozen. Or all three if they get too close. Really, it's pretty good time for the Izzet. You land in the courtyard, and you are quickly greeted by a couple of the goblins that are wielding gushing copper tanks on their backs. Yes, mad science compliance.
Oh dear God. So, how fucked is this area, or has it actually been holding pretty well?
Give me a perception check there, Vaszerei, as you're looking about to assess damage.
God damn it, my eyes. Oh, they're open. Okay, 18.
My eyes are open, they shall see. What a trash heap this will be. $26 from Paelias, and you said 18 from Vaszerei? 18. Got it. So you guys look around. You're easily able to recognize different laboratories of the campus. The one that you're looking for, the Laboratory of Pyrology, which is located next to the Laboratory of Metallurgy, you see that the second story has been blown out, and the third story seems to have most recently been on fire, but now isn't. Of the Laboratory of Pyrology. The Laboratory of Metallurgy, the outside of it looks like it has been the victim of shrapnel from an explosion, but otherwise doing pretty okay. Kind of looks like the surface of the crater with all the stone chunks that have been blasted out of it by debris flying at terminal velocity. As for nothing out of the ordinary. As for like the state of the compound, it's looking rough. It's looking like somebody just took a bulldozer and scraped all of the cobblestones and then whatever is underneath up to create like the perimeter that's around the lab now. It's been reinforced by essentially like rebar spikes so that anybody trying to climb up it's going to have a difficult time. And shabby wooden platforms made of like pallets and fiberboard are used for the short goblins to stand atop the tall rubble pile and angle their weird sciencey contraptions safely over the berm. There's aside from that, it looks like a fairly regular day for the Izzet. It's well lit with gas lamps. There's researchers who are standing outside, just sort of like having little conversations where they can, and the area within the labs feels pretty secure.
It's fantastic news then, because if this position falls, especially if the Izzet's already coming up with something to deal with the growing problems of the Legion here. Unless we find another alternative, this facility is a high priority. I'd like to see, or I'd like to go inside and all that, and see how the progress is coming along with these so-called mini-suns. To hear more about this and the progress they're making.
Okay. I'm assuming that the rest of the party's coming with.
Ye.
Ye. Okay. Good news for me. That makes my life easy. All right, so head into the laboratory of pyrology. Or would you like to head into the laboratory of metallurgy? You have two options.
Run those by me again, sorry.
You have the laboratory of pyrology and the laboratory of metallurgy. Which one would you like to go into?
Pyrology first.
Okay.
I
So go into the
very Vaszerei thing to pick, but
totally cool. So Vaszerei and company go into the laboratory of pyrology on the ground floor, and you are met with a fairly sizable science team, all in what was once lab coats that were white, is now lab coats that are singed and blackened. And a couple of them looking like they're worse for wear, and others that are furiously debating amongst each other in incredibly complicated terminology, which would fly over the head of Vaszerei. They're using a lot of like big experiment science words.
Fuck is so hard to understand about light of flame this, light of flame that. Look at this. I'm a literal torch. I'm sorry. Please continue.
I don't get it. What's so hard? Says the bonfire maker.
Yeah.
Just set it aflame.
Just set it aflame, goddamn. Burn that shit.
You grab the attention of like someone, or they notice that you're there, and they come over to ask what your business is. This is another goblin. Pyrology is mostly populated with the goblins and humans, but mostly goblins.
Wanting to get information on these mini-suns and their progress.
Says the goblin. Well, the progress, as you've seen with the second floor, is we can make them, we just can't contain them. And they seem to like to explode. And now we've lost the entire second floor. So we'll have to rebuild the lab, but after that we should be on track to try again.
How much time do you think that'll take?
Well, the first explosion, we fixed everything in about a day and a half, so I think this one will only take about a day, because, you know, we've already repaired it once after the first time, and this second explosion should take us a little bit less.
You all really do work fast here, don't you?
Well, we're used to fixing things that break, and he gives you a wink.
Well, good thing that I'm coming to you in hopes of a solution, because as it stands, the fact that our troops on the front do not have light is posing a real problem. So I'm hoping that these mini-suns will be the key to that. But I think as a short-term fix, giving lanterns that can be hip-worn for the soldiers might be something to help keep light on them as they're moving forward. Preferably something without flame. Or something that can't be snuffed out, rather.
The researcher takes a small tin out of his lab coat. He puts a little like brown powder on the edge of his finger, and he just kind of like into one of his nostrils. Just kind of snorts a little bit, and he says, "Ah, well,
Oh,
Those poor buggers on the front. That's their problem. I got my own things to deal with. My department doesn't work for the Boros. If they have trouble with fire, maybe they should figure it out themselves.
The problem is that this facility is currently within contested territory, and I don't know if the enemy will decide to attack this facility again. There may not be a facility if they don't make their push.
The goblin is gonna take you politely by the shoulder and spin you around so you can look out the large pane windows that no longer have any glass in them. And he sort of, with an outstretched arm, he sweeps it across the panoramic view of the street level of the city, and he says, "Does my campus look contested to you? Ever since those Rakdos lost their heads, they're just a bunch of looters and rioters with no ambition. This place is as safe as can be."
And you're confident of this?
Ha! I'm as confident as the second explosion.
Oh, that's just comforting. Okay.
You are as short-sighted as every goblin I've ever met.
Vaszerei wants to fight that, but honestly, she's not even going to. She actually agrees with Finn on this one. It's like, this is... Yeah, and if the third explosion does you in, does it really...
Like, what are we doing? We're creating suns close to enemy lines? Seems like maybe not the best idea.
Would you rather make suns within friendly lines?
Probably.
Preferred, but...
I'd rather set off the explosion where all my friends are, instead of in the middle of enemy territory.
Look at my science
but
project,
what if
guys.
the enemy creates a sun?
That's good, right?
I'm just here for the shiggles. I don't really know what's gonna happen if that happens.
What would happen if the sun was here?
There's a lot of what ifs that could potentially go horribly right or horribly wrong, depending on what side of the argument that you're on. I mean, that's the beauty of experimentation, really. What's going to happen? Are you going to immolate the entire island by accidentally creating a self-sustaining nuclear reaction that creates yourself an artificial sun that boils up half of the realm? Or are you just going to make a giant extra supersized fireball?
I'm kind of okay with that last choice.
Oh, yeah.
How can we develop that, and how can the wizard wield it?
How well
that's the real
wizard...
That's what we're here to find out. That's the point of experimentation.
How many blocks can this remove?
How many
Sorry.
Minecraft TNT is this worth?
Dear lord.
Wasn't it like when they were making the Americans were making like the first atom bomb, there was like a very infinitesimal percentage chance that like the detonation of an atomic device could like ignite the entire atmosphere. Yeah. And they were like, this could be a problem.
Yeah.
Basically, like this is the kind of research that these guys are doing right now. Like, we're not really sure what's going to happen, but we're going to try our best.
Well, I wish I had the confidence that you do. However, I don't remain confident.
Well, then you can get out of my way. I don't need naysayers here.
Well, if I'm going to be getting out of your way, how about I offer this? Is there anything else that I can do to assist in making sure this project goes smoothly?
Yes, you can get out of my way. My staff doesn't need you bothering them with all your petty complaints and concerns. We get enough of them as is from the other guilds.
And I'm, like, not even ironically saying that I'm, like, 5 seconds away from murdering this guy.
He's a goblin, can I? I'm sorry.
Choice is yours.
Par for the course with Vaszerei.
My god, it's just like old times in the kingdom, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Vaszerei servant of Tiamat, every day we stray further from Bahamut. Dear Lord.
She's gonna pull out the dagger.
Gonna pull out the dagger.
If she can.
Just look, there's two ways to go about this. Either A, do it in privacy, or B, make sure there's no witnesses by the end of it.
Damn. Cold.
Okay. Well, given that you
zone,
have,
so I mean,
Yeah.
given that you have yet to like respond to his little quip, he's gonna like turn without like further waiting for your response, and begin like ushering his science team guys to get back to work, as they like are standing around arguing with each other. And so they all get into a big huddle so that they can all argue with each other in a big loud group instead of in the small loud collectives.
Yeah.
Right, well, I've seen enough here. Let's visit Metallurgy, and then we'll probably get the hell out of their way. They seem to not want our help.
yes, I've seen more than enough.
Yes.
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 I have no confidence in this project. The city is fucked. The city is fucked, man.
It's so fucked. It's been like unrecoverable for like 30 sessions.
Shit, they're no longer a good trade partner. Let's go home.
So the laboratory of metallurgy, as you enter in, it looks a lot more like a big, not a science lab, but like a big robotics lab to a certain extent. It's got a very large ground floor, but 3-story high, cavernous working machine shop, essentially an arcane machine shop. The equivalent height where the lab explosion on the neighboring building would have been, you can see that there are like massive punctures where chunks of debris just kind of punched holes through the walls and the glass. But aside from that, the lab is pretty unscathed. Farther in the back of the room, like on the opposite side of where you guys walked in, you can see there's a couple of things that had been crunched by said debris landing on the ground. In the middle of the room, with a fairly thick plate metal shield that's up at an angle to prevent things impacting it from up high, is a 30-foot by 30-foot ball. A very intricately designed glass and brass sphere. It's a number of interesting looking riveted components, as well as what seems to be runes and inscribed incantations along the metal framework. The glass itself is not perfectly transparent. It seems to have been also etched with small lines of text and runes and such like that. And there's a number of Vidalcan and humans, not necessarily all that many goblins in this specific department, that are sort of etching, making final adjustments, doing some tweaks and such. And they're fairly focused on their work. And one of the directors, is Magnus, is checking off a couple of numbers. He turns and he notices you, and he walks over and he raises a hand in greeting, noticing Paelias, and Paelias noticing him. You are familiar with this particular lab chief. It's not Dr. Egop. This guy is from a different lab from Egop. This guy's name is Mizzy. Is Mizzy the metallurgist? And he waves his hand and he gives you a polite greeting.
Well, I could see that progress is going well here.
Yep. He says, we're all ready to go.
Oh my god. Well, I just got done visiting the pyrologists, and I thought I'd come over to you guys next and ask about any sort of solutions for light that perhaps flameless.
Well, you came to the wrong lab. Light's over on the other side. Pyrology does light.
Yes, but unfortunately that would most likely require fire. So, perhaps you would have any sort of material that might glow instead, in case the fire is non-sufficient.
He jerks an ink-stained thumb at the gigantic sphere that's sitting in the middle of his workshop, and he says, that's gonna rely on fire. Don't you be telling me that I gotta switch my plans last minute, bub.
She's gonna put her hands on her hips for a second, just look at this person.
You want to go and deal with non-explosive or pyric light, I suggest you go to the Laboratory of Storms and Electricity, because they deal with that kind of mumbo-jumbo over there.
Mumbo-jumbo.
We got told that we gotta try and make a miniature sun and contain its powerful elemental effects, which is why we've made this Mizium sphere. If you need to switch it to lightning, I'm gonna have to see something from the Magnus General.
Oh,
Given that we're pretty far into the design...
Yes, I see.
I have to retool the whole thing. It'll take weeks.
Perhaps you should do as she says.
Vaszerei's going to instead cross her arms.
Okay, roll persuasion there. Whomsoever wants to do that, you're gonna convince this guy he should listen to you.
That sounded like Vin trying to throw that out there. Sounds like a Vinshenzo persuasion check.
We've been commanded to come here by Akaros himself.
Oh my god.
I think that's a deception, sir.
Yeah, deception.
Haven't had to roll one of those for a while.
Just a moment.
Yep.
Let me refresh my memory on how this works.
Oh, there's a spell. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to add a d4 to my persuasion check by using my glamour weave. Ugh.
You're saying you're coming from Akaros, that's deception.
But we are.
Akaros? I don't think told you to come and...
The top of the Senate told us, hey, fix this giant problem any way that you possibly can.
Oh,
okay.
My god.
Am I wrong?
You can make
this
the
Kobold
argument.
is gonna get in so much trouble.
Okay, so that's a 12. What's your bonus to that? What's your final tally?
It depends if it's persuasion or deception. Persuasion is +10. Deception is +7.
It is you are interpreting the way you interpret the instructions you get given. You're feeling pretty honest about it. So
Let
that
me
is a
put it this
persuasion.
way, Vin believes whatever it is he's saying, even if it's not inherently like correct in the sense of
So
he specifically told us to come here. Vin is like,
that makes it a 22 then instead of a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not a 20. No, hold on. It would be a 19 or no. 12 plus 9 is fucking what?
21.
21.
21.
21.
Okay, 21.
Or plus, or no, sorry. 7 plus 9, sorry. Or 7 plus 12 is 19.
It's 19.
Or it's a 23.
You're persuading because you believe what you're saying is true.
So,
whereas deceiving is you're
Vin
trying to
isn't
deceive
meaning
him.
like we were told to come here from the Senate. Vin is meaning we have like the highest authority possible. We were told to do whatever needs to be done. We're doing. You're at our
True.
command.
It's actually true.
I am God.
That is
I
a
am
reasonable
God.
look, yeah.
Honestly, Vin is just doing this for entertainment.
Hell yeah, dude.
Or no. Vin trusts Vaszerei that she knows the right thing that needs to get done. In his heart of hearts, he believes that.
Aw.
You're not convincing him of a lie. You are convincing him to do something that he doesn't necessarily want him to do. So he doesn't necessarily want to do, which is persuasion. So it's a 23 for the persuasion. And he's Magnus with the sheets of paper that were in his hand. He throws them to the ground, then he like stomps on them, shakes his head, balls his fist, and then turns around and he yells at his team, "Take it all apart! We're starting from scratch!"
Very good.
Very good.
Now I'm gonna have to go and talk to the wonkos at the other laboratory. Okay, well, you can tell Akaros it'll take us another 2 weeks to start from scratch. We're almost finished, too.
I don't even know like what this is accomplishing either.
What do you mean? The thing that they're doing?
In the sense of what Vaszerei is trying to get them to change, what that will affect. I don't understand in the slightest.
No, you're
But
just
neither does
supporting
Vin,
the mission. Yeah, he's just helping the team out.
Vaszerei knows what she's doing, and that's all that matters.
Vaszerei knows what she's doing.
Yes, well, it's better to start from scratch than for the Senate to consider you an enemy of the state.
Vaszerei isn't gonna say shit on that.
They bugger off and they all start like working, and immediately some guy brings out like screwdrivers and drills and impact drive. Like they all start friggin' basically deconstructing this thing. Yeah, they start tearing down this thing that they've worked so hard to build.
Good to see it done.
Knight, do you know what this is about? Because I really do not. I'm not telling you to tell me, but I'm just curious if you know.
I just want some fucking flameless metal or fucking light metals. Jesus Christ!
Why though?
Because I don't trust these pyro assholes right now.
Okay.
Because I have a
Holy
feeling it's
shit.
like
That
this
back
holy
front
fucking
lines by like 2 weeks.
Oh man,
So-
Paelias, I just want to know what's going through your mind as you're witnessing all of this, because
we're
canonically you're
dismantling
there.
like the big like super weapon to win the war, delaying it 2 weeks so people can have light to fight with.
that was the whole fucking thing I was trying to. God fucking damn it!
Too
Holy
late,
shit.
they already started dismantling
Absolutely unreal.
It's too late. They've already done everything.
it. They're
I
in the
don't-
process of deconstruction.
They-
This weapon supposedly that's going to win this war, I don't think's gonna cut it.
there's one guy who already hit the self-destruct button.
I just want to point out that Vaszerei at no point actually asked them what the purpose of this thing is, and just went in and decided, you don't know what you're doing, you should do it this way, and this is wrong, and you should do it this. You just came in and started telling them that they were wrong without actually knowing what they were trying to do.
I trust
is
Vaszerei
awesome.
implicitly.
I trust the roles, and the roles have been dictated thusly. But I'm along for the ride.
Destroy us all.
Just the kobold that ruined New Ravnica. No wonder there's not very many kobolds here.
She's doing her queen's work, because I'm fairly certain that Amathray wanted to make sure these guys weren't a threat. They sure shit won't be now.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Well, my job here is done. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I kind of agree with Vaszerei, and to a certain extent, it is, like, crazy that we're, like, several days into fighting and people are still, like, having trouble keeping light around to be able to fight. Like, that seems crazy to me.
It's absolutely freaking madness.
I know we had this misconception last time. So the issue is that they just can't, like, they can't just jump ahead. They have to be very slow with their progression, because any pockets of darkness that get left behind, like any pockets of shadow and all that kind of shit, just become like areas of vulnerability, and nobody really knows why yet. Like, it's not really well understood why this shit's going on.
My concern is that this
started happening.
That this whole project they're working on, it just, like, I don't know, it kind of feels like a sunken cost fallacy. So.
Vaszerei is entirely 100% allowed to have her own thought process on this whole thing. I'm just like, pointing out.
When we played Lethal Company and Dr. Gark had a bunch of client-side mods that told him what was going on, and nobody else knew what was going on.
Dear Lord.
I don't even fucking remember that, and I'm kind of happy that I don't. He kind of took over that entire party, and I remember that just sucking after like a minute and a half. Here, can I invite all of my friends who are idiots?
It was just like very obvious he was like cheating, or well, I don't know, having an advantage, and I kept fucking with him.
As you do, as you should.
I can't help it.
Right, so we've got them set back on track now.
You definitely have them set back, that's for sure.
We have done our job here. It's time we probably leave this facility.
Paelias stoically just letting everybody dig a hole deeper. Like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, if you let me, I will. I was in the kitchen when this was happening. I had my headset on. I couldn't speak.
Absolutely.
If you would let me retroactively try and stop this from happening, I absolutely would.
For the sake of the memes, they have begun to like dismantle, but you can jump in and be like, you could definitely say something. It's not irreversibly fucked yet. But they're just going about it, and the party is in the process of wiping their hands, going, "Cool shit, man. You go ahead and do what you need to do." I'm not sure how far back you want to be time warping.
Shortly after the persuasion.
Shortly after the persuasion. Okay, so
I would ask them not to dismantle it yet until we've spoken to the what was the other division or department called? The lightning one?
Lightning fuckers.
The Laboratory of Storms and Electricity.
Yeah.
I like mine better.
That.
Okay. So you want to go ask them if they can actually like develop a large scale lighting solution?
Yes.
Yes.
And I want the metallurgists not to dismantle the work they've already done until, or at least pause on that until we've actually checked with them.
Okay.
Despite what my colleagues might be saying, because that's a lot of fucking work.
Can you just
The metallurgic science team is going to go for the union allocated smoke break, while the higher ups decide to bureaucratize this mess right proper, which is you guys. You guys are the bureaucracy now.
Hell yeah, and when this is all over, I'm getting back on the fucking boat. I'm sorry.
I'm going to give myself a raise and an extended vacation. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, where's my golf course?
We all vote ourselves a pay raise. All right. So farther into the back of the campus, the Laboratory of Storms and Electricity. Paelias, having had this tour before, is generally aware, and I'm sure the information will be well shared amongst you, but this is a laboratory that focuses on controlling the weather as well as containing and conducting electrical energy. The lab has a teal-domed... Is this the one with the... It's got a domed roof with a number of lightning rods, and it's known as the lightning rod, colloquially. When people say, oh yeah, I'm going to go over to the... Like, that lab's known as the lightning rod. And it's sort of in the backside of campus. You walk into the laboratory, and it's a series of well-lit rooms from crackling glass tubes with lightning harnessed within them. The different workers and scientists who are in there, they don't seem to be doing anything like crazy at the moment. They're just sort of like going about their daily routine, or their nightly routine as it is now. And there's a series of gadgets and dials and odd-looking contraptions that those who are not immediately versed in magical, arcane trickery be able to easily find out what they do. The Ismagnus of the Lightning Rod is a Vidalcan by the name of Ormungo.
Damn.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, dude.
And his office is on the first floor, and you guys are, as soon as people understand who you are, you're directed up to see the Magnus of the Storms and Electricity Lab, and he looks to be going over a couple of pages of graphs of readouts of something. And he looks up to you as you walk in. He stands politely, introducing himself and offering. There's only 2 chairs and there's 4 of you, but he kind of sits there. He's like, yeah, you can have a seat if you want.
No, I'm not going to say it.
What? Thank you for this chair, and you pick it up and leave?
No. Let's continue. Sorry.
Oh. Gee, I wonder what Vaszerei was going to say. It was going to be racist.
My king, there appears to be only 2 chairs. May I sit on your lap, please?
I sit on your lap.
Carlos can sit on Paelias's.
Vaszerei wants uppies.
Yeah.
I pick up the folding chair and whack Vaszerei in the back with it.
Oh, thank God, I have enough AC for this shit.
This is just like wrestling.
Out of nowhere, King Vinshenzo with the steel chair.
No.
Carlos loves Vaszerei.
Oh my lord.
Only Carlos can sit on Vinshenzo's lap. Those are the rules.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
I've known him longer.
I'm willing to buy that.
My wife wouldn't approve. Okay, well, you've seen this. You see this person that you've come to see. He's invited you in and asked after your business.
Paelias, do you want to handle this, or do you want me to talk?
So how far did we like retroact? Did I do that check or like?
You did a check. You tried to convince the guy, and Paelias like told him, "Don't like deconstruct your contraption yet." That's all that's happened. Yeah. So instead of them tearing down the glass sphere, they all went to have a cigarette break.
Vin shrugs and waves his hand dismissively. It seems we weren't decided yet. I apologize.
Well, we're in an entirely other laboratory now.
Oh, we're in this laboratory with the folding chairs.
We're in the folding chair lab. Yeah.
Vaszerei, this is your thing.
Okay. I'd like to ask this department if they have anything for some sort of like spark lights. That way we can actually have some lights for the troops, because right now they can't see anything.
You want a spark light?
Thing.
What is a spark light? He asks.
Using whatever electricity or magical powers that you have here in order to give a flameless light. Without
a flameless light.
Without executing the soldier.
And you want how many of these?
I'd imagine we'd need plenty, considering they'd be for foot soldiers. Preferably something to be worn on the hip.
One for every soldier.
One for every soldier. Thousands! And when would you like them?
As soon as possible.
20 minutes from now? No.
Seems we're being wholly unrealistic.
As soon as you can, because the troops would be relying on this, I'd imagine.
What an interesting and novel concept. Could I please ask with what authority you have to come and ask me of this?
Oh, here we go, pulling the Vinshenzo card out again.
Council.
I'm a little apprehensive to have your back this time.
Already got burned once, I don't know.
I look at Paelias before saying anything.
We've been tasked by Akaros and the rest of the Senate to bring an end to the this insurrection as quick as possible. And currently the front lines are bogged down by the fact that they have a lack of light.
Yes, couldn't have said it better myself.
I thought the pyrology guys were working on a solution for that. Are you saying they failed?
I'm saying they blew up their lab for the second time.
He rolls his eyes and he says, yes, well, that's pyrology. They blow up their lab every other week.
My other concern is this. If they start having some sort of fiery light, as much as I enjoy fire, my other concern is the fact that it could be blown out, snuffed out, whereas electricity would not be. So it'd be a good alternative in case the pyrology fails.
Have you ever been electrocuted, miss?
Only occasionally.
Would you consider that to be a good alternative to being exploded?
Kinda.
He sort of raises an eyebrow and he says, I am working on a revolutionary system to replace the gas lighting in the entire city by using an electrical current. You are now asking me to try and take that, which I have barely finished studying, and make it portable, miniature form for thousands of men.
He's suggesting making something like a lamppost, didn't he? Like the electric lampposts.
He is in the
Street
process of attempting to like harness the power of electricity to make modern like light bulb lighting. Is what he's like currently doing, and you're basically saying, I want you to go from that to flashlights, is how he's like asking you, is like, this is what you want me to try and do.
I would not be against that idea. My only concern is if the current was cut off.
Well, they're gonna have to walk around with some pretty large cables, and we'll have to make the cables, and they'll have to pull spools of line along. I don't know how else to give them electricity.
It seems like it's out of your reach then.
I think perhaps we could bring in some weirds and we could donate our weirds to the Boros front, but then they wouldn't be protecting our labs.
We can't afford to lose the
map
labs.
is accurate, right? Right
The
now?
map is accurate, yeah.
So they've got actually quite a bit to get to here, the front lines.
So what's happened? We'll go to bird's eye strategy view right now. The current state of the civil war is that the Rakdos, who are the guys that are dominating the south, with I don't know, 50% of the Gruul, are leaderless. They are not a united front. They're not making cohesive attacks. They're not actually doing anything, really. Essentially, they've been disregarded as a threat, and that's kind of like, we're just going to continue to call that Mogadishu down there. Don't walk down there alone. If they see you wearing the wrong uniform, you're probably going to get shanked. However, they're not exactly doing a push. So the line here is basically just like, we're making sure they don't try and do anything stupid, because every once in a while some guy who's like jacked up on steroids manages to find a giant who hasn't killed everything yet and himself, and they charge the lines. Like, it's basically Afghanistan down there. They're not really like, it's not a huge major front. They're just kind of holding the lines so that way the refugees and stuff can go through and they have security, and they're holding position.
So the Boros are trying to push here.
Here is where the Boros are most they're most messed up, because they're fighting against the Golgari up here with Gruul assistance, and the Golgari are still unified under leadership, as well as the Orzhov. And then here is only Orzhov, and the Orzhov are they have this one stupid little stepladder, and then there's like a fucking air war going on all over the northern part with a whole bunch of aerial combatants. So in the south, the south is not a huge priority. It's not safe in the sense that they can't just relieve troops, but it's not as huge of a threat as the north, because you have the two stronger guilds now, which is the Golgari, who had a unified fighting force, a professional military, and the Orzhov, who had a professional military, are still at fighting strength. So this is the place where, in the south, where the creatures of the dark and the nasty things that jump out of the shadows to get you are more prominent. But the biggest reason why nobody's really just swept through is because any man they can spare that's not actively holding the line is being shifted up to, where there's giant beetles and elves with crossbows and ballistas and coordinated enemy officers and shit like that. They don't need to worry about the Rakdos cult. The Rakdos cult is eating itself alive. That's why these guys are haven't evacuated their labs. Every once in a while, a dozen losers come up and we just burn them alive,
and we
they go running
them
off
to the wonders of flamethrowers.
Yeah, exactly. We bring them to the light, or more like we bring the light to them.
Okay, so short term, he doesn't have a good solution.
Short term, you basically dropping this on the desk, and he's like, "Oh fuck," and he's saying the other guys have been working on this for a hot minute ever since the sun went out. They immediately started working on it.
So my problem that I'm having here is two things.
You don't trust them. You don't trust goblins with explosions.
I absolutely do not, generally, yeah.
Okay, so aside from Vaszerei's racism, what's the other problem?
So, at least when it comes to electrology, or the electronics group here, problem one, they're trying to work on streetlights, which is fine.
We also have to temper in Vaszerei's knowledge of electricity and all that kind of stuff. So being a temple guard from like a Bahamut, a kobold medieval kingdom of Bahamut, like how much does Vaszerei realistically understand about electricity and lightning technology?
The devil is electricity.
So when I'm understanding the term currents, I'm assuming that it's kind of like magic in a way. Whereas if that magic was somehow split, like Counterspell, that if they somehow stopped that current, that all this light might be useless. This would be good for like a time during like the rebuilding phase or what you currently already have. But the other problem that I also have is that he's like suggesting the idea of bringing a couple weirds to assist the lines to take away from their defense, and as much as I don't trust goblins with explosives, I can't afford those weirds to leave this facility unprotected, especially considering what needs to be done here.
Is Vaszerei saying this out loud to his Magnus?
Trying to think a little bit out loud, yeah, just trying to get all this together.
Is Magnus kind of looks at you flatly says, I don't think you're the one who's in charge of security around here, are you?
I am not the one in charge of security, and I'd be more concerned about the security of this facility.
Well, given the fact that it is neither your responsibility nor your worth, I think that we of the Izzet can decide amongst ourselves exactly what we can and cannot spare. I'm offering you something that could fix your problem, and you are telling me that it is not worth it?
My question is, can you afford it?
I wouldn't suggest it if I couldn't. We have many different types of weirds. I'm offering you one that can be used in a manner which you described. They are lightning weirds. Specifically, they are called... I'm just scrolling to the thing. Because they have not... They're called flux chargers. They are large...
Hey, I have one of those, I think.
Flux chargers?
Yeah, I have that charm from the bank.
Oh, I can just summon a flux charger?
He's been using it to charge his phone.
I haven't used it. I haven't used it since I got it, but I just put it down in my notes as is a charm flux charger weird.
Yes. Okay. So a flux charger is a type of weird, and it is binding the elemental energies of lightning, fire, and smoke into a framework made of the magical alloy Misium, which you've recently collectively learned about. The flux charger is basically like a small version of what they're trying to make, like the big glass sphere, except instead of lightning, it's like element of fire. This thing produces light. It just naturally produces light wherever it moves. And it also fires bolts of lightning at its enemies.
Hell yeah.
Well, if it can be spared, I'm sure the line would appreciate it.
Yes, we can spare a few dozen.
See what they can do.
Our blister coils will handle everything else here.
Very good, then. Then in that case, I don't think there's anything else more to discuss.
Hell yeah. Now that you've sufficiently messed around with the R&D department.
Yeah.
Listen here, nerds. You're gonna do what I tell you now.
Yes.
I don't know shit what I'm talking about, but you're gonna do what I say.
Listen, eggheads.
Basically just waltzed into like the head of the physics department's office at MIT and told him exactly what he needs to be focusing his priorities on. Listen here, motherfucker.
It's just these guys are kind of in a pinch, so it's kind of like there's just...
Hey, Vaszerei has totally recognizable priorities. It's just that up until this point, she's been dealing with fairly sympathetic and fairly, like, martially minded guilds. She has not yet dealt with the Izzet. The only one who's really dealt with the Izzet is Paelias.
Yeah.
an academic dealing with academics in an academic way is definitely going to receive a different type of response than from a martial person dealing with an academic in martial ways.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Paelias, you're told that they can probably, pending success from Pyrology, they're basically ready to go. And as soon as Pyrology figures out their shit, then they should have a working piece to give to the fabrication guys. And given that, they can probably have, like, he's telling you 3 days tops to actually have, like, the fabricated miniature suns up and floating in the atmosphere.
Ooh.
Hopefully that will be the answer to our problems.
Could be.
And not a doomsday disaster that kills us all.
Yeah, another doomsday.
Well, I mean,
in
if
the
it
local
kills
environment.
the entire city,
Oh no,
then,
we've got another
you
dimension.
don't have to worry about the city anymore.
Oops, we've opened a permanent portal to the plane of fire.
That wouldn't be
I
so
can't
bad.
I can't tell if I'm in hell or heaven.
Vin would go to the Brass City or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Brass City.
Cast Gate, go to Elf Heaven.
So there's this fun little thing in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica where it has like a guild. When it goes through the description, it'll tell you the opinion that one guild has of the other guilds. And just because I thought it was really cute, is it state that of the Boros, all too often when we're on the verge of setting off a little explosion or a spell that just tears a hole in reality, the Boros show up and spoil all the fun. So it really is like everything's a potential doomsday weapon in this laboratory. Like that's kind of what they fuck around with for fun.
Cool.
I'm just gonna make this miniature black hole because I don't like throwing out my garbage. If I can just make it.
I'm just going to teleport this entire building 1 foot to the left.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mazra would like to leave this facility now.
As fast as possible.
I'm down for
I'm going to-
Resonance Cascade. Remember
I'm going
that?
to
Hell
run,
yeah.
not walk to the nearest exit.
Gordon Freeman.
All right, Vaszerei team lead. What's the plan now? Front line.
Yeah.
First of all, get the fuck away from this facility.
The front needs help.
Front does need help,
Yeah.
but
More help for the
The
front.
front needs help. I've told people the front needs help. I've done my part.
NATO
Yeah.
support is available.
Remember that?
Remember that?
Nobody
so
ever
unless
asks
somebody
for
else
NATO
has got
support.
any other ideas, it's basically helping with the front or trying to do some work in the back. So
Nobody's interested about the Golgari and the Lich.
problem is, yeah.
Team Leader Vaszerei is not interested in the Lich.
Remind me where they're at.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, that's kind of where I thought the problem was.
I have it here in the notes that somebody wanted to ask questions about it, and I remember last session we briefly went over the fact that the heart of the Golgari power is in the Undercity.
My concern is finding a more subtle approach to getting into the Undercity, because I'd rather not, like, kick down the front door, because we're going to die if we do that.
There's
So-
quite an easy, subtle approach.
Party-wide invisibility. Just jump in there.
Jump in the hole, Vaszerei. I'll get you at the bottom.
God, I remember the last time we played this game, I hit the ground. You said you were going to catch me.
Somebody was fucking with me.
Hell yeah.
You said you were going to catch me. But yes, if we can deal with our Lich problem, that would
That
would certainly help the front. No.
Okay, fire.
in the wildy.
So it sounds like
Remember
what we need to
that?
be doing,
You remember that?
because I don't think we'll be much help on the front. I really don't.
What do you mean? I feel like we fought like
You
the
spent all of your time
entire-
trying to fucking help the front.
We've spent like so long. Like
I mean,
All
I
you've
mean,
wanted,
not-
all you've wanted was to stay on the front. We've been on the front the whole fucking time.
not like the main line front. Like, we've been doing shit in the back line to help reinforce
is
the front.
demonstrably false.
Literally paved a way
Motherfucker.
for them to secure like a path of exit for all of the civilians trapped in the city. Well, we haven't been doing much.
We followed
God
like
damn.
the entire line of the front, like around the city. Like we literally like did
Decapitated the command
semicircle
structure of an
around the
entire
city,
enemy faction.
and then at the end of it, we pushed the front through to the harbor.
Fighting retreat of thousands of men into a line of safety so they wouldn't get fucking killed, further reinforcing the front.
Yeah.
Everything we've done for the past, 6 months has been for the fucking front.
Even
It's more of
Chris
how-
agrees with me, which is rare.
It's more about how we've been going about helping the front, is what I'm trying
Oh,
to say here.
sorry. Instead of surgical strikes, we should just go frontline brutality. Is that what you're saying?
Chris would say, "No, you guys have done a lot of different stuff. No, it's just been one thing for like 20 sessions."
You guys have done a lot of different stuff. You hit people with hammers, you slash people with claws, you blew people up with magic.
Oh,
All on
my
the front.
God. I realized that I killed a leader and didn't even fucking know it.
Classic Vaszerei.
Dear Lord. I didn't know the
Classic.
importance of anybody
Paelias-
that I killed.
Paelias says, I'm just going to raise this city, and that way there's no more city to fight for.
That's what I've been saying.
Scorched earth.
There's no more front if we take out the front.
Yep, beachfront property. Yep.
Yeah, just collapse the city in on itself because it's sitting on top of a hollow undercity.
Okay, so we basically have three ways to go about this. We can go to the front lines and just fucking fight it out. We can go into the Underdark, try and find the Lich, or we can try and decapitate the Orja. If
Those
we want to
are-
continue this.
Those are three very concise plans.
The Lich will find us when he chooses.
Problem is that if the Lich finds us, even if we destroyed them, he'd only come back until we find the phylactery.
No doubt.
I reach into my bag of holding, pull out a dried heart. You mean this?
No doubt he is watching right now.
Vaszerei's
Put
going
it
to
back
blink.
in the bag of holding.
I cast Detect Magic, by the way. A free spell that I can cast.
We're still at the laboratory.
I cast Detect
Correct.
Magic at the laboratory.
Okay, if we're still in the environs of the laboratory, it's within how many? 30 feet of you, I think?
Ugh. Kitty, stop! I'm sorry.
Correct.
He should be.
He keeps jumping up on the computer, and then I grab him and throw him on the floor, and then he jumps back up on the
It's a
computer.
game.
I love this so much, Dad.
This is the best game ever.
Okay,
Go off the
Detect
top, Smith.
Magic, I can cast it at will. 30 feet and lasts for 10 minutes.
Hell yeah. So within the walls of the laboratory, the outer walls, you notice that a lot of enchantments and abjurations are embedded within its structure. You do notice that there are some, whatever the one is where you can summon shit. I think that's also,
Conjuration.
yeah, conjuration. That's what it is. There's some things that have been conjured. I believe the weirds are a product of conjuration. So whenever one comes within the 30 feet, it lights up like a rainbow. There's also a whole bunch of magically glowing things, little trinkets and pockets of like arcane items and tools of measurement that are on any of the scientists that are within. It basically like it looks like Tinseltown at Christmas. It's entirely lit up all over the place. Random stuff is glowing to your perception.
Do I notice anything within like very close of me or any of the party members, and is there any divination present?
The only things that would be on or very close to you guys would be any of your own magical items.
Roger that.
There doesn't seem to be anything. I know what you're looking for, and you don't see, like, you're looking for like a secret spying magical thing. Like, you don't see any of that. There's nothing's listening from close by.
No.
Or watching.
No.
That's not what you're looking for?
No.
No. Well,
no.
The only things that are in very close proximity.
Now
then,
I'm starting to wonder if there is.
The only things that are in very close, intimate proximity to you in the party are the things that you guys have.
If the Lich was scrying, you detect magic wouldn't even detect it because the observer thing is invisible.
Yep.
It's invisible unless you detect it as a magical thing which it is.
Yeah, but you still can't see the invisible thing. You just know there's magic around you and what's cool.
Yeah. That's not what I'm trying to find. But anyway. I mean, generally speaking, I'm trying to find all sorts of things, but that's not specifically what I'm looking for.
Damn. I wish I knew what you were specifically looking for.
Do you want to know?
Go ahead. Well, that way I don't have to guess, and I can just give you a firm yes or no instead of trying to like.
I'm afraid of metagaming because I don't want to tell you the specific spell that I'm looking for because I don't want you to be like, yes, that's the spell, because that's not how detect magic works.
No, I understand what you're asking for in the guise of what does my detect magic detect, and the best thing I can tell you is you see a whole bunch of shit around you. Your next parameter was, do I detect anything within like an intimate proximity / on my party? And I can tell you that the things that you would detect are the things that you guys are carrying with you, and there doesn't seem to be anything else that you would deem unexpected or like that you wouldn't anticipate already, because I assume you've already done detect magic around your party members and you kind of understand what shit they have on them.
Okay.
Like Carlos's wings would glow because they're kind of magical and stuff like that. So those things that you already know that they have, but there's nothing. Yeah, but there's nothing new or unexpected that is in your immediate vicinity.
You know what? I don't think I've done this before, so I'm gonna pull out the Tiamat dagger and look at it with detect magic.
Ooh. Did you never do that?
I did, and there was no magic.
Okay, well,
last I checked there wasn't any, but that could change.
Vinshenzo, when you look at it, it is a mundane item. It is a dull to your eyes dagger that is entirely
it's dull,
ordinary.
While ritual dagger, does not have inherent magic on it.
Vinshenzo grunts and then hands it to Vaszerei.
Here you lost this.
Yeah. Vazerei's going to roll her eyes and tuck it away.
Why you carry this?
So you keep getting this thing off of me. Keep singing this.
As soon as she puts it away, I try to pickpocket.
Why does the chosen of Bahamut keep carrying around an
He keeps pickpocketing me.
When Vaszerei touches the dagger, palming it in her hand, the ritual dagger of Tiamat, it feels comfortable and easy to hold as you clasp it.
Yeah, she's like, Why the hell do you have the... Just stops for a second, then looks at the dagger with confusion.
You feel better knowing that it's in your possession.
While you were sleeping.
Vaszerei just simply looks at the dagger for a moment, confused to why she feels that way, but then again, she does feel like the only person in the party right now that can be entrusted with the dagger.
Perhaps she feels better knowing that she has it securely
had your luck or back, bitch.
You're gonna pickpocket me again. You're farming me for experience, you bastard.
Yes, I need to do that 10,794 times to level up.
Yeah. You
okay.
Vaszerei, feeling that would absolutely feel more comfortable having the dagger in her possession because she doesn't really. Yeah, we're gonna put the dagger.
Nobody else should have it, right? It's her responsibility to carry these vile artifacts and ensure they don't fall
I have multiple reasons.
Remember that.
Cast it into the fire. Cast it into the fire. Yeah, she's going to tuck it away. And hide the dagger.
Paelias made some astute observations as to possible strategies moving forward before other things happened. As you are all intending to get the fuck away from the laboratory before it explodes potentially again while you're nearby, though you do not have another destination, might I inquire as to what your next steps might be?
Was that, like, dried heart or whatever that Paelias pulled out actually real, or was he just fucking around?
That is an actual phylactery I stole from the ore shop, Vol. I don't know if it's Glitch's.
It's somebody's
But
phylactery.
I stole it.
Would we be able to determine whose phylactery that might be?
I don't think you can, but I'm gonna Google it to make sure that I can.
I don't know if
Firmly
like
no.
Paelias can like study the phylactery and figure out who's bound to it.
It puzzles me why we keep hold of it and not destroy it.
Because the problem is if we end up destroying
if you destroy it, the Lich can just make a new one. You need to destroy it and then kill the Lich.
Well, the other problem is that what if we accidentally, kill somebody that's actually more of a friend? So
Why would a lich be our friend?
A friendly lich,
Never
like
heard
the
of
ones Tiamat
Well-
associates with.
not in the manner of them being an actual lich, but considering the status of the government here, like for example Akros and all the rest of them. Who
Does
knows if
anyone
they-
have a phylactery that is not a lich?
I would imagine if the Lich had a sizable coin purse, he would be your friend, Mr. Carlos.
Only for a moment.
Only for a moment.
Bin winks.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, hopefully there's a way that we can discover who's bound to it.
I mean, I guess I don't know what magic I used on it back when we got it, but I mean, identify.
I think it was. I know that you positively identified it as a phylactery.
Wait, no, I did an Arcana check. That's what I did. I mean, I guess I'll cast Identify on it as a ritual while we are walking back.
You can confirm, beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is a phylactery.
And I don't learn anything else, including who it belongs to?
I'm just reading Identify because there's a good argument. You choose one object, the phylactery, you must touch throughout the casting of the spell, which you do. If it is a magic item, which it is, or some other magic-imbued object, which it is, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created a spell, you learn which spell created it. Wow. So you inadvertently learn the process with which to make a phylactery.
Damn.
Paelias the Lich. Fuck.
Oh no.
Why would anybody be friends with a lich anyway? TBH, says Carlos to the guy who just learned how to become one.
Oh no.
I don't need to become a Lich. I can just clone myself. Infinite lifespan.
Oh my god.
Oh god. So you don't know whose soul is imbued in this magical item, but you are aware that this is that there is this is an active, fully on the ropes functioning phylactery. So if this gets destroyed, someone's gonna know. But you're not quite sure who.
And that's my concern.
Can't they have more than one anyway, though?
I don't think so, no.
Let me go back to my page here. Not that one. Fucking jeez. How many pages did I have open?
Guys, did you know that the word is in the... Never mind.
Oh yeah, dude.
Damn, that censorship must be really messing with me. Fuck, I hate living in
Vaszerei's
Canada.
hands immediately shoot to her mouth. It is like, Bahamut, preserve us.
I'm glad that they removed from the 2025 D&D edition.
Oh, no.
Could he be referring to?
Bahamut doesn't want
You have
me
to
to
take-
know, and he
You just
just
have to take off your
covers the
profanity
ears of the
filter.
kobold. Only the gods can hear this kind of language.
I wonder if Carlos has been circumcised.
I don't see anywhere where it says you can have multiple phylacteries. But if you destroy the phylactery and not the lich could make another phylactery. If you destroy the lich and the phylactery, then he can't come back.
Yeah, then he's gone. So it's clear then we have to hold on to this thing until we find the lich, and hopefully it's bound to the lich.
I mean, this is what Paelias knows because he had a really good Arcana check a million years ago. I'm not sure how much Vaszerei knows about phylacteries.
The gift that keeps on giving, too.
Maybe she can roll an Arcana check to know exactly how much she knows about phylacteries.
Honestly, I'm not expecting much because she didn't really deal much with undead, so...
Kind of important if
There's
you're going
also
to base
the
your decision
option of
making on it.
asking the party member who does know.
Oh, an 11's not too bad. Plus a...
that is... What is this? This is Arcana, correct?
Yes, I did say Arcana, yeah.
Okay, so that'd be a 17 Arcana.
You are aware of the existence of phylacteries, and though you are not well enough versed in them to know like every nitty-gritty detail, you are aware that powerful spellcasters can imbue their souls in an unholy ritual to bind that soul to an object, therefore granting them life eternal for so long as the object remains intact.
I think what I'd pay to find out is we kill the lich, destroy the phylactery, realize it's not even the phylactery for him, and then it just fucks everything up.
It's quite the gamble.
It is a gamble.
But is it a gamble worth taking? I would say so. But I'm not part of the party. I mean,
Gotta
that means
do
we
what
have-
the DM told you to.
hey, don't take what I say without a grain of salt. I'm just
So that means we have
peanut
the
gallery.
possible means of destroying the Lich for good.
You have the ultimate means of destroying a Lich. You just don't know if it's the Lich you want.
Correct.
This is going to be considered common knowledge given your like general dealings. You've been in Ravnica long enough and fighting these guys, these heathens in general. You know that there's not just one Golgari Lich.
I'm suspecting there's not, yeah.
And
Because
you've already fought stupid things like Bone Claws. Who knows what's going on with them?
fuck the
Remember
Bone
that?
Claws, the Rakdos cult.
You already dealt with them. How many times do I have to tell you that they're a
Look at them.
and they're nothing?
They're prancing around like fools.
Remember that?
Because they are fools. Remember that?
I won't forget.
Knight refuses to forget.
Knight refuses to remember to forget.
I am never forgiving the Rakdos cult, those motherfuckers.
Never forgive the Japanese.
Oh my god. Anyway, so we could try to go hunting for a Lich. I mean, we have one of the keys right here.
Yeah.
Question is getting into the Underdark to go deal with him.
Okay. So what's your plan there, team leader? Or anybody else who wishes to... Holy shit.
What needs to be done?
Well, unless we go through the front door, we need to find another way down. Do we know of any other ways that we can go down? I'm trying to think if there's any...
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. Hey, I'm trying to be wholesome here, okay? I'm trying my best to behave.
Liar.
Given our time in the city, do we know of other ways into the Underdark other than the main hole / elevator thing?
Given your time in the city, roll me history.
The hole is like 50 miles across. Like, if we jumped into it, nobody would see.
It is what the layperson might call a yawning chasm.
Like, you can fly.
That is a
can't you?
15.
Remember that?
Yes.
A 15. Yes,
Saved
you
entirely
do.
by the fact that I am intelligent. Or
You
that
do
Paelias
remember
is.
seeing back in the day when you guys were fighting on the fish oil rig. Remember that? That the Golgari attack came from like tunnels on the waterfront that were coming out of the, for lack of a better word, like the substructure of the city. Beneath the walls. Where there are like giant pipes and ducts and things like that that are sticking out, and half submerged tunnels in this case where the beetles came from.
I do
Yes.
remember that.
I will remind Vaszerei of that. But also that we don't know what condition they're in or how long we'll have to travel.
True. That just sounds like it's going to be another underwater adventure.
Remember that?
At least-
Yes, remember that? Hey, this time I can actually cast fucking breathe underwater.
This time I don't have to worry about trying to keep my home city in one piece.
Yeah.
Unironically, underwater adventure was a Basuda meme for a long ass time.
We're having an underwater adventure, guys. Oh shit.
I stumbled across footage from the ocean rescue mission from a bajillion years ago where we had
hell
to
yeah.
motorboat around 800 places and the frames were like 2 FPS for no reason.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Arma at its finest.
Arma at its finest. Okay. So, are we going underwater mission plan super aqua extreme? Like, what's the... I got an hour to get you to as far as I can get you, but I need direction and intention from the party.
Direction and intent.
That's right, team lead.
We could.
I'm making the road. You
just
guys
go
gotta
down
step
the
on the gas
hole.
and
It
steer.
would be
I have a
fun.
feeling.
It
I have a
totally
feeling
go
we
down
just
the
want to
hole.
go down the hole. Yeah, I'd rather not fuck with
we
that.
can jump down the hole. We could go. We could use invisibility. We have options.
You could teleport directly downwards. Dimension door 90 feet down. Who knows?
Yeah, we can definitely do the whole fly in, jump in thing. Yeah, because I'd rather not fuck with the other shit.
You don't want to go to the docks, take the boat over here, and then fucking walk for 400 miles in underground tunnels?
Not
What if
particularly.
you go into that pipe and it's like the back entrance to the Lich's headquarters and you just get right there in 2 seconds?
And then he kills us.
It's not gonna be 2 seconds.
Well,
It's just not. It's just not going to be.
you don't know that.
I refuse to believe.
You refuse to believe a lot of things, hence why there's a dagger in your belt.
In my pack, mind you. It must be hidden away. Anyway, I think that's probably the best course of action is just flying down, jumping in, whatever have you.
Hell yeah. Alright. So given that you're able to fly to the laboratory with little to no issues, I'm assuming you want to fly from the laboratory with little to no issues as well.
Is there any supplies that we need to consider before we go?
Parachute.
So much featherfall.
Unless I go unconscious, like, I don't think a parachute's gonna help me. That or Bahamut takes his wings back, so it's kind of like, eh.
What?
I mean, maybe he will. You haven't been very.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Dear Lord.
Takes them away for just long enough for you to panic.
Gifts given can also be taken away.
Bahamut, forgive me.
Or
Okay,
if we
well,
have
this
to-
is...
How long of a fall is it approximately? I've ridden the elevator.
You've ridden the elevator.
How
It's
deep
hundreds of feet.
does it go?
Yeah, check my...
Because if we have to fight in the air, then that could be a concern.
It
Could be a
would.
conundrum.
I could make the entire party invisible for an hour.
You definitely won't be falling for an hour, I'll tell you that much.
Whoa.
Whoa. Find wagons. Oh, here we go. Hell yeah.
Actually, no, I did not. No, I cannot make the entire party invisible right now. I would have to take a long rest, and
Hell yeah.
It is a 300-foot descent.
Whoa.
we can literally dimension door from the top.
Yeah.
Damn.
It doesn't sound
just
like we
fall.
need anything.
It do be
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, sorry.
You do.
It's 500 feet.
It do
I
be
did my
like
dimension door.
calculations in meters, and I
that.
didn't add it. It's 500. It's still Dimension Door. I think is still like within that realm.
Yeah, dimension door is
Yeah.
500 feet.
Yeah. Which is good for you guys.
we want to do that, I mean, we could also just try and not use any resources.
Yeah.
Let's try not using any resources for right now.
I can do that.
Same.
Just save what we actually have here.
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is we don't just need to go burning them willy-nilly. We're fine. Let's go.
Yeah. Says the person with wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so no supplies that you want to pick up. Just gonna go
Sounds like we're just going straight in there.
straight in. All right, so there's a few ways you can go. If you don't want to have to deal with anyone, you can go here, which is a 600 foot. Up here, which is more like 750 feet. Or if you want the 500 foot, that's like from the lower height of the actual elevator. From
See,
ground level.
This is a front line right here.
Yeah, that's where the Orzhov and the allies are stalemating, because that's the Orzhov headquarters is right there.
Okay, so yeah, probably the best course of action is to, but I don't want to endanger the anything. Okay.
I don't want to endanger the Izzet by me jumping off of a cliff.
Yeah, let's try here, the 500.
That's behind enemy lines.
Deep within enemy line.
We could get over there.
You could. I'm just commenting that to Vaszerei, because Vaszerei is the one who's
You can certainly try, Matt Mercer.
We can certainly try. I'm not hearing objections, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
My big question is, how are you going to get there?
I'm not worried about anybody except myself.
Through flight. I've got wings, we've got rabbit. It's the same way we went over there to the research facility. We can probably use the same method that we did to get over there here.
Okay. So... Okay. So we're gonna fly over to the elevator platform and then jump down from the elevator platform, or dimension door down from the elevator platform.
I'd say that's probably good, yeah.
All right. Won't need that map. We won't need this map.
Worst case scenario, if shit goes completely sideways, we fall back.
Fall back up a hole? Okay.
Fly away. What do I have?
Okay.
I was just trying to get rid of stuff. However, it ended up there you did. Oh, excuse me. Alright. So I understand the order of march. How are we all flying there? Who's on what doing in which thing?
I'm using my own personal wings.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Where's
nobody
my model?
loses their ability to fly.
Ha, that would suck.
Would suck ass.
Did you grab my model, Chris? Or am I blind?
Let me just check. Is that a... What's this? No, it's not you. I wouldn't want to accuse you of blindness out of hand. I don't see a Paelias here. Where could he be? Anyways, so Paelias, how are you flying? Are you on Rabbit?
Hell yeah.
Probably.
Carlos has his own wings.
Yeah.
Vaszerei has her own wings for the moment.
Oh,
Gotta keep up that dramatic suspension.
I allowed that to go out into the world.
Legionnaire, Golgari soldiers. I'm not
There you
seeing
are.
Okay, cool. And then, of course, Vin is also riding Rabbit.
No, here's a bunch of extra legionnaires.
Hey!
And then Workshop Knight.
I didn't have enough of them. Now we got enough. So, as you begin your flight of fancy across the chasm, I assume you're going across the chasm to the platform and then descending from the platform. That's the plan I'm going with. Given the time of night, you're taken off from the Is It Laboratories, I assume.
Yes.
Coming from that direction. So, as you take flight, you notice a couple of Boros angels escorted by skyjacks on their flying steeds are also on patrol, and they're not flying with you, but they just happen to be flying as well.
Oh.
And they're going out on a mission to harass the enemy lines. You can see along the city lines that there's a push happening from the allies, and it seems as though these air units are moving in support of that push. You see signs of. You hear the clash of battle. You can see the blast and explosions of spells being rocked back and forth. The crackling green lightning of necromantic magic, and the holy fire and radiant fury of the Boros legions, paladins, and spellcasters illuminate the night. As about a dozen skyjacks, 2 angels who are closest to you, are also moving in the direction of the enemy platform. And I'll get you all to roll perception.
All right.
open your eyes.
Can't see. Should probably get goggles for when I go flying.
Hell yeah.
Probably get eyeglasses.
Trying to get to it here. 28.
28. Got it. So 28 and a Paelias will figure it out anyways. Oh, here we go. 24. Okay, so everyone except Vaszerei, as per usual, is tuned into the situation. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
You're focused on the landing. Perhaps maybe you're distracted a little bit by the front, which needs help. We need to help the front.
After that.
Some pretty lights over there.
As the squadron of skyjacks descends just below you, they're pulling ahead and pushing for an attack. You can see the faintest glimmer of metal flying through the air up from the loading platform.
Ah.
It seems ballista bolts whistle through the air, some of them impacting the mounts of the Skyjacks. One of them actually takes out the torso, just like a cocktail pick with a tomato, just picks a rider up and sends him flying off into the darkness. Another two of the beasts are taken out and they crumple like origami cranes. The angels themselves are trying to dodge and weave, and you hear more than see the whistling of these projectiles that are coming past your vicinity as you descend towards the platform. You see, as you focus your attention to the platform itself, that there are artillery teams with ballistae, as well as what looks like waiting spellcasters who are guarding the platform from aerial attack.
Hell yeah.
You're a good, like... Oh. You're from there, so you're like a good 400 or 500 feet, I'd say, still. You're a distance away. They're going through volume of fire and not so much precision of fire. Like, there's a lot more of the ballista bolts that are missing than hitting. You're still at quite a distance, but you're within their long range to attack.
No, I just wanted to know how far away I was in case I had options.
I'm pulling the big 500 feet.
All right.
Seeing incoming projectiles, I am going to...
That's where I rolled a 5 on her perception.
Damn, that's right.
Shit.
So I probably can just hear the whistling, can't I? If I even can.
She rolled a 5.
Perception's 5.
She rolled
All you
a
can hear
5.
is the wind as you go down.
What a lovely night.
You hear the whistling of the wind because the wind is whistling. You don't hear the whistling of the ballista.
That's fair.
You're fixated on the battle below you and to your left.
The last thing
Or
I
maybe
hear
you're, like,
before
looking
going
around.
unconscious in Arma, are we getting shot at?
I think that was actually me that said that too.
No,
Motherfucker.
My favorite is always hearing some casual conversation while you're bleeding out like 10 feet away and nobody's noticed you've gone down yet.
Somebody's talking about the preferred brand of refrigerator. Corwin.
Fucking hell.
Damn, I missed Arm.
Dear Lord.
I miss
Fucking miss
Peter
Arma.
Montfort.
Too bad he works.
Peter Montfort,
Yeah.
what's your favorite refrigerator?
That fucking pissed me off when they were having that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Okay, what do? You're under artillery attack.
Be careful,
500
they're
feet
shooting
away.
at us with ballista.
Vaszerei's gonna keep flying. She's just blissfully unaware.
I just said we're under attack, idiot.
Mr. Carlos.
We are.
She didn't hear you. She rolled a 5 perception.
The wind is too loud in her ears. Can't hear you. Did you say go in for the attack?
Yeah. Have fun.
Let's do this.
Why am I all alone? Where'd my friends go?
Doesn't
They must have done some
Carlos
funny
have a
magic
fucking...
thing.
Never mind.
Never mind. Okay, what do? I'm just gonna presume you're like continuing to fly as you're experiencing like decision shock.
I'm committing.
Vaszerei's committed. She's making the plunge.
If I've heard us getting shot at by Carlos, which I probably can't,
Oh,
the only spell that I would cast in order to negate some of that fire is Warding Wind.
I would generally assume,
Oh.
and Carlos, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but if she didn't respond right away, given that you guys are flying, you'd probably like angle closer to scream at her again.
Yeah.
I
Might
don't
take
want
a
to
few
presume
seconds,
too
but
much.
yeah.
Are we attacking the ballista, or are we just?
We have to take those ballista out.
We do. We have to take the ballista out.
Vin jumps off the side of Rabbit into the pit.
Fuck yeah! All right.
I give Master Paelias undeniable and full control of Rabbit.
Okay, Paelias, you're in charge of Rabbit. Vinshenzo is down for
He's odious
down for the
to you
hole.
now.
Okay, I gotta pull that thing back up. Here we go. Good luck, everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
Vaszerei has no fucking ideas.
as you get closer, we'll say, what is it, 90? We'll say you guys are pushing it because you want to get there. So what's your full out sprinting speed so that I can math this out real quick?
During
Rabbit's
flight?
180.
180, okay.
120 for Vaszerei.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
And
Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to just swan dive after fucking Vinchenzo.
you are well within your rights to do that, and I will
Yeah.
not say any.
If you do
Yeah,
it
what's
quick
our
enough,
fucking falling speed?
I'll affect you with Featherfall.
Free
You know what,
fall?
fuck
What
it.
is free fall speed?
What is free fall?
500 feet a turn.
Yeah, so you'll basically get down there in 2 turns worth of free falling.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess
If you
Carlos
feather
is
fall,
going
it's
to
60 feet a turn instead.
fold his wings until he's closer to the ground.
I'm not gonna get
rest.
distracted assisting the front line. Okay.
All right.
God fucking
If
damn it.
there's one thing I'm never doing, it's assisting the front line.
Never again.
Hell yeah.
Do I need to roll another fucking perception check to realize everybody's fucking...
Yeah, I'm gonna make you do it.
I do
Unless
the hide action in midair.
communicates.
I'll roll.
Unless somebody wants to scream at Vaszerei, "Hey, we're going down." In which case, we
No.
don't have to rely on her. Oh, no, okay.
17.
I'll
I've already told her we're under fire. She should know what to do.
Okay.
if I have the
17.
opportunity to say something retroactively,
I'll give you the opportunity to say something retroactively.
I'll shout a prayer to Timora real quick. Timora, bless us. Ah.
Hell yeah, I love it.
With Vaszerei 17, she hears the prayer to Timora, and as she notices out of the corner of her vision, like she sees a couple more of the Sky Knights getting hit. She also witnesses the swan dive of Paelias, basically also a swan dive, the folding of his wings and rapid descent of Carlos, and the very dramatic departure of Vinshenzo, leaving just her and Rabbit moving in the direction of the enemy assault or the enemy defense.
Rabbit probably has the connection with Vin and Paelias still. Seeing that everybody else has already jumped down, I'm going to immediately fold my wings and begin diving.
What connection?
Hell yeah.
What?
You can.
I have no connection.
You can talk to Rabbit over a long distance, right?
Yes.
Was Vaszerei ever explained
But
that?
I gave Paelias undeniable control of Rabbit, and now I'm 500 feet away.
Yeah, you fucking
Vaszerei wouldn't know those details, but regardless, I'm diving.
Yeah, that's fine.
What are we? Okay. What connection?
Everyone's diving.
The Vaszerei connection.
The Vaszerei connection. Hell yeah. Paelias, as you look upwards to see if Vaszerei is actually like following or not, you see that she folds her wings and she dives after the party. Only a moment of hesitation after the rest of you.
All right, and then after I don't know 6 seconds or whatever of falling,
it'll take 12 seconds for you to pancake against the ground, but I know you guys are both intelligent and witty enough to make sure that you won't pancake against the ground.
I hope I
though
don't
I
get
still am
silenced.
curious. That would suck.
I
Counter spells your fucking slow fall.
No.
That would be such a fucking dirty technique.
That
Counterspell the levitation.
That'd be such a fucking just.
I can
So you've
cast
made it above the
Levitate
wall.
for free.
Yeah, so can the other drow. That's why I said it. That's a really great way to deny an aerial attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're all plummeting towards the ground. Tell me of your plan to reach the ground safely and not scatter yourself over a wide radius of red.
I'll cast Levitate for free.
Okay, so you slow your fall and you hit the ground. I assume you're going to touch down first because you're the first to dive. Carlos, are you just spreading your wings and arresting your fall?
Unfurling the wings.
Hell yeah, very marvels.
I
Paelias,
think the
what are
way
you doing?
Levitate works is I'd either have to like go towards a platform or like I think I'm just like floating. I think I'd have to either like grab onto like glom onto Carlos.
Yeah, I believe levitate only lets you move across or down at a relatively slow rate.
Yeah. The target can move only by pushing or pulling against fixed objects. I'm gonna glom onto Carlos as he descends.
Okay.
Roll acrobatics.
Hell yeah.
Or you could get be a free target if my feather falls.
Yeah. I don't need.
Perhaps he'll.
Oh, maybe I should have.
What did you get?
I got an 18.
You'll need that. You'll need that feather fall.
Okay, I'll glom
You
onto Paelias.
You grab at not flailingly. Obviously, you attempt to like maneuver yourself towards Carlos as he drops like a bullet, and as you reach to grab him, he just through your hands. He goes right in between your hands. He just keeps on descending far below you before you have a chance to grab on.
Damn.
But luckily, Paelias, after 500 feet of falling, casts Featherfall, and you're able to fall featherly.
Featherly fall.
Vaszerei, I assume you're also doing the wing extension plus breaking maneuver?
Yep.
Okay. And you have that lovely ritual dagger on you, right?
In my pack.
In your pack.
Remember
Okay.
that.
I'd like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take 1d4 damage again, aren't I?
Just do the roll
Depends
for
if
me.
you splat or not.
I never had to
Maybe
do
taking
that.
a lot more than that.
Cool.
Ooh, that's a fucking
That does not
low
look
ass
good.
roll. That's an 8 wisdom.
Shit.
Okay.
Is
Without
Vaszerei gonna
looking at the
die?
dice roll, without considering the dice roll, tell me at what height from the ground would you reasonably attempt to extend your wings to break your fall?
We looked at the dice roll.
Generally, I'd probably start about 150.
Okay.
That's a
You
fucking lie, by the way.
You unfurl your wings at 150 feet in the air, expecting them to basically expecting them to work as they would. And as you extend your wings, they flop backwards, similar to like a numb arm or a limb. And they just don't respond, and they're just kind of like feebly trailing behind you.
Her eyes widen with confusion.
How far up is she?
She's 150 feet up, per her own statement.
Oh, does Carlos notice this?
Roll perception.
Does anyone notice this?
Roll perception.
I will not.
27.
27, you state?
But
27.
my passive is 14, 15.
Okay, and Paelias says he is at 26. So both of you notice that her wings ain't winging as they should, and she's coming in like a comet.
I'm going to use my free daily use of Featherfall and cast it on her once she's in range.
Hell yeah.
I forget what the range of it is, but
Saved by Carlos once again. You're able to make landfall safely.
She probably doesn't even notice.
No, maybe not. Maybe she just thinks it's like one of those like, oh man, air speed and resistance is funny down here.
Yeah.
What a wonky, weird thing to happen. Luckily,
Like
everything worked the way it should.
Like her mind
Carlos.
is thinking a whole bunch of other things rather than Carlos right now.
She's worried about the
Carlos
front.
is going to be waiting right where she lands, and he's going to remark, "That's another tally, Miss Pinefall."
What the hells do you mean?
You think the air stopped you? 'Twas I.
'Twas
She's
him.
going to try and move her wings around.
They move as they should.
I don't understand.
My wings are fine, Carlos, you dumbass. I'm sorry.
Surely there's an explanation.
Have you displeased your god?
It's Carlos.
That or I'm completely out of practice in flight.
Perhaps you should
She's concerned
consider
about the front. Sorry.
She's been flying for the entire day. Perhaps I'm out of practice.
Yeah. Perhaps I'm tired.
I mean, you've been flying all night long.
Maybe I got hit by some arrows and I just didn't even fucking notice it. But no, my wings seem to be there and everything's still fine.
Yeah.
Does everything look fine?
She's going to attempt to flap her wings to get a little bit of lift for a moment and then go back down. Not like too high or any of that.
Just like a little flutter.
a
Yeah.
little flutter 10 feet up.
You make the flutter. The flutter works as you perceive it. You feel as though the wings function exactly the way they're supposed to. You give a little test, and they, a little bit of the old tingle in them, and you're kind of like paying too much attention as you do your little test flight. But you hop up a good 5-10 feet, and you drop down, and they work. Who knows why they stopped? That's weird. Maybe, who knows? Perhaps it was the environment. Maybe something was trying to hinder you. I mean, we do know the Golgari are vile spellcasting fiends. Who knows what it could have been?
There's so many reasons, truly.
Perhaps Carlos is merely playing a jest.
Yeah, tricking her.
He does that. He
This
always
would-
does that.
He's freaking stacking up his fucking you owe me points. You fucking sly bastard.
Carlos used the hole punch at home on his sandwich card.
I knew you didn't drink 10 free double-doubles. Okay.
About it later.
You've made it down. Given the stellar 28 and 26 perceptions, of the glancing around to see what the hell is going on with Vaszerei, I'm going to include a free. You didn't notice. Nobody seemed to notice you, and it doesn't seem to be overly populated here. The elevator, mercifully, is up. It seems to be on its way down, but it's like 500 feet up above you, so there's time.
We must hurry.
Indeed.
I was thinking something really evil for a second, and I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Okay.
You bitch.
To remind us all of the physical surrounds, you are now in a vast cavern. The entrance to the Undercity with which you have just ascended is narrower than the cavern itself with which the landing contains. You stand in the basin of this cavern, atop a fairly shallow mound of rubble that has been almost turned to gravel by decades upon decades of rot and undergrowth taking it over. Around you are the ruins of the ancient city of Old Ravnica, with which the new city has been built atop. And you can see faintly in the distance, carrying what seem to be gnarled staves of wood with light little pustules, I suppose, little offsets that glow with a pale green, carried by robed Golgari elves, are on the main path that leads from the elevator off east into the Undercity proper. Around you, in the walls of the cavern, you are familiar with a number of passages with which you took to spy on the Orzhov all those many days ago, as well as a few other pipes that seem to be secreting sewage or stale water, what have you, from the city above. Once again, the area is sparsely populated, and for the most part it is pitch black, except for some spots farther into the recesses of the cavern where glowing mushrooms glow with faint bioluminescence, lighting the area around them with dim light.
I think I've understood that.
I mean, you think you've understood that? Was that too many big words for you? Or was it just not transmitting?
No,
I need to know, like, if it's not a good explanation, I can redo it.
It's more me trying to visualize it as well as me probably spacing out there for a second.
Oh, I see. My bad.
No, that's more on my front than anything.
Okay.
So
Big deep dark cavern. There's a couple of guys with like light sticks that are off in the distance, and they're on the path that's into the Undercity proper. There's some glowing mushrooms towards the cavern's edge that are dimly lit. You're standing atop a shallow mound of rut. They are Golgari, so they're bad.
Bad guys. Or the
Maybe
ballista.
The ballista were on. So, if you recall, there's a big old elevator platform, which basically was like the only normal person's method of transport from the Overcity to the Undercity.
Yes.
And there's a big pier, essentially, that's like jut out over the chasm.
Yes.
So that whole loading dock platform, sort of like the receiving area of the elevator, that's where the ballista were, 500 feet above you. And they were there to stop the Boros from basically doing exactly what you guys were trying to do, because the Boros have had aerial power, and this was the Golgari's way of defending their line of supply from aerial attack.
West Pinefall, we're here.
Seems like it's time to push in. And if nobody is going to stop me, I think I'm going to begin moving forward, and we will probably have to deal with those folks on the way down.
Yes.
However, the evil thing that was just a part of my mind for a second, this elevator, is it mostly pulled by like very large chains?
Oh.
Big ropes and chains on large like metal mechanisms. Yeah,
You said ropes?
thick ropes and chains. Yeah.
I have interest in burning the ropes.
You're quite far away. You're not like this is essentially like a
I'm probably not
mile
going to do it. It's
a
just more of
mile
interest.
diameter like
You were
basin.
gonna do it, you motherfucker.
What?
You are free. You are free to do as you wish. This is a means of transportation used by the enemy to ferry troops and supplies up to the top so that they can fight the war.
It carries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Dear Lord.
Halo 1.
No, I'm gonna ignore the ropes. I'm just gonna push down. We need to
Forget
move.
I said anything. You can do whatever you want. Just
No,
What do you want, Vaszerei?
we need to move. It was just an evil thought in the back of my mind anyway.
Vaszerei with her fucking evil thoughts, man.
I know,
You
right?
mean her normal thought?
Fuck.
Vaszerei is good, but night is evil.
I can't
Exactly
fucking
what's
help
going on.
it.
Vaszerei is evil, but night is evil.
Oh no! I was a villain all along.
Why did you save her, Carlos?
From my perspective,
don't
I'm the
know.
good guy.
There was a moment of weakness, I'm sorry.
So why couldn't you do it? I can't fucking.
Carlos is Batman. He's not a killer. Remember, no guns.
Carlos
Yes.
is sad you
He's
didn't
not a killer.
reward
He's
him.
just gonna put you in the hospital for the rest of your life.
Holy shit!
Okay, so you're gonna move off. Where are you moving off to? The elevator to burn all the ropes?
No, I'm gonna leave it
No.
alone. It's probably for the best.
Is there like an
Guys, right?
obvious like mechanism controlling? No, I know there's like cables and stuff, but like, is there like a
Yeah.
mechanism controlling it that's like obvious and open?
It seems as though this elevator is controlled by like there's a small booth that is attached to the very large gear mechanism. You are also aware, because you have traversed this elevator before,
Yeah.
that there is a platform at the top, and there's also like a guy who can fuck with shit on the platform itself.
Is it powered or is it like manual?
It's mechanical in nature.
Analog.
Yeah, it's analog. It's not digital. It's not electrically powered.
Holy shit!
So there's some sort of like creature group of guys who pull it up and let
It
it
seems
go down.
as though nobody is willing to let one group or the other have full control over the platform, and they're so paranoid about it that they even have the middle like the elevator operator able to like jam on the brakes basically. Yeah, it's counterweight operated there.
Okay.
Paelias.
Fascinating. Shall we be on?
Yes, let's keep moving. And Vaszerei is going to begin moving down towards the city. I think that's only the city at this point, right?
What do you mean only the city at this point?
I'm just trying
The
to
Undercity.
visual. Yeah.
The Undercity is to the east of you along a pathway that is currently being traveled by 2 Golgari with light sticks, their little staffs. But they're, once again, you're in a basin that's a mile in diameter, so it's not like you're within 10 feet of these guys. They're a distance off, and you can very easily avoid them. They're the only ones that are on the road, and they're walking to the elevator. The entrance to the Undercity proper, they're wearing your military uniforms. With your 26, you say that they are wearing robes that have that commonly seen iridescent beetle black color to them, but they don't seem to be armed or armored.
Beetleborg
black. It's the name of the black they have. The entrance to the Undercity is a very large semicircular archway that has been carved out of ancient stone and has been embossed with ivy and skulls, as well as the signet of the Golgari swarm. It is also quite grand in stature, and it almost kind of reminds you of like a viaduct or an unnecessarily oversized sewer tunnel. Minus the smell, of course. The road is made of mixed cobblestone that has been weathered and eroded over centuries of use and abuse by the constantly shifting Undercity and the water currents that travel through here. I'm assuming you're going to move in that direction. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I look at Vaszerei and Paelias.
I'd say that's the intended destination.
Okay, so we move towards the Undercity proper. How are we going to be moving? At what speed with what desire? Just so that I can I don't want to ambush you unnecessarily or assume you're going too slow. So I get your speed and desires. If you're sneaking the whole way, I'm gonna need the group to make stealth checks. If we're not sneaking, we're just moving. Stealth pace probably. Okay.
Yeah, we can attempt to stealth pace that. That could work.
Please roll your attempt.
Roger that.
That's right, chainmail. It jingles, jangles, jingles.
Oh, and I don't even have disadvantage, and I still got a shitty roll. All right.
Oh, I rolled even worse.
Huzzah! Looks like stealth is optional, boys.
I got a 9 with a
What?
+7. I rolled a fucking 2 on the die.
Paelias is concerned about the front. Two 9s. Wow. Okay.
Just remember, Paelias, heavy stealth also works. They'll never see you if there are no witnesses.
If they do see us, I'll just mind control them.
I would also like to point out, and before I point out, I would like to preface this by saying I generally disagree with the running gag that Vaszerei is secretly evil. I think generally you're a force of good, but there was no way of knowing that the people in that elevator were combatants.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's just kind of like, I'd rather just not. It's probably for the best that I leave it the fuck alone.
The men in that city bus look to be about fighting age, so clearly they're army guys.
To be fighting age.
What do they call them? Military age male or ma'am?
Yeah.
Look, considering
Love it.
the guys that we're currently getting ready to fight against, are they even alive?
That's up to Vaszerei's own internal monologue and personal perceptions. I do not control. I do not control how you think of the.
Are they even alive?
Are you asking me legitimately, or are you just making like a funny joke? Because I don't want to answer it if it's not a legitimate question.
I wouldn't know, so it's just a joke, really.
It's up to your perception. Then we can only hope that they are alive. That is. Okay, so you make it into the passage of the Undercity. Nobody seems to be around, even as you move through this very large tunnel, which is about 100 feet in diameter, and it takes you a good 5 minutes of walking to get to the other end of the tunnel. And as you get to the end of the tunnel, Vinshenzo specifically, you get a little bit of a pang of familiarity, as this place kind of reminds you of home.
Yeah.
The Undercity, given its nature, is built of layers upon layers of ancient structures that have been either collapsed, semi-collapsed, or just sort of left to the ravages of time. This, along with the natural sort of descent of water and erosion, as well as the workings of the Golgari themselves, has led to a city structure similar to your home city, where all along the walls and the ceiling and the stalactites, it's all structure. It's much more grand, and along platforms where there are upper levels to the city, they're connected by what look to be boulevard width viaducts.
Hell yeah.
The tunnel that you're walking along now ends fairly discreetly as it opens up wider and wider into sort of the bowels of the Undercity itself. And as you all look around, the whole place is, given that everybody has fucking low light vision, it's fairly well lit for you. It's dimly lit throughout. And given that you all have night vision, it's basically quite bright. The entire sort of open cavern area of the Undercity, this main part, seems mostly void of life. It doesn't seem like it's populated at all. You don't see many people moving about. And when I say you don't see many, I mean you could count the number of forms moving along the passageways and over the bridges and viaducts and along the boulevards on your fingers and toes throughout the entire vastness of the cavern. There are signposts, stone signposts with directions and street names scrawled in Undercommon, and then there are some more elegant signs indicating more lavish destinations that are written in Elvish.
I'll get distracted at the Elvish text.
Hell yeah.
I'll
so
read
you are able to, and I know Carlos can read Elvish, and I know Paelias can read Elvish.
Vaszerei's the only one who doesn't speak Elvish.
I'm the only one that doesn't. Yeah.
You don't know Undercommon either.
No, I don't.
Paelias understands a lot of languages. He's fluent in many.
Hell yeah. So, when I say you all, we'll just knock knock. Sorry, Vaszerei. We were all able to find the guild headquarters, the upper promenade, the market district, the crawl tunnels, and that runs written in Undercommon, as well as crypts, rot farms. These are in Undercommon, and other sort of like labor districts. There's a few street names, but the street names are things like Ancestors Way, the fungal forest, other things like that. Some are names of like old prominent Golgari. You don't really know who they are, and they seem to be entirely unimportant.
That doesn't seem particularly useful.
Directions to the guild hall might be useful, but the upper promenade, those are pretty important looking places. From what you can tell, it seems as though things that matter are written in Elvish, and things that don't are written in Undercommon. In terms of, like, society. High society.
Yeah, I'll read the Elvish.
Yeah. So, according to the signpost, the actual guild headquarters for the Golgari is down farther into the depths of the Undercity. You'd have to continue to descend, and as you look down the yawning stairs, you can see that it leads down to what looks to be a waterway, which is being fed from a number of different outlets. None of it's sewage, thankfully, but all fairly dark, murky. Not dark, murky water as in it's nasty, but dark just because you're in darkness. Flows looking like an opulent mirror through a water course, which also goes in the direction of the guild headquarters. Paelias says to the guild headquarters, the upper promenade is just a trade district. I'm not going to bother with that one. We're pretty fixed on trying to find the Lich.
Yes.
As you begin to move towards the guild headquarters with your 9 stealth of the two
Carlos
lower,
stays away from the rest of the group.
2 lower ones, you move towards the promenade. Luckily, because we're talking plain as day, you're able to see that this passageway is in fact guarded, and it is guarded by Golgari elves with nearby, within the sort of shallows of the canal that forms from the water that is tumbling down into the cavern, there is a shambling rot beast that seems to be dawdling about the shallows, picking at odds and ends that float by every once in a while. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, and they're about 200 feet away. But they are blocking the passageway forward, which is a 10-foot walkway on either side and a 20-foot wide canal.
That thing is very much in the way.
It's an elegant place. It's a shame that it's been ruined.
Could almost say desecrated.
Yes. The impotence of the surface dweller.
Hmm.
They are soldiers, Paelias.
Was that writing like on a wall or like a sign or something?
What's that? Which writing?
The Elvish writing.
The Elvish writing is on signposts indicating like where to go to get to whichever place. So if you're following them, you can follow them through the streets and the passages to get to where you want to go.
Is there like a fancy, elegant sign?
leading down this passageway. There's fancy, elegant signs pointing to this passageway as the way to get to the guild headquarters.
I'll pick one at random and stick a piece of my sealing wax onto it and press my signet ring into the wax.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
Got it.
Unless it's relayed what's exactly being said on the text, Vaszerei has no clue but remains silent.
There's just
Vaszerei at this point in time, she's just kind of like following with the group. Yeah.
It's just the directory of the city. Tell me, do kobolds name their streets?
Yes.
It's like that, but in Elvish. And gutter speak.
Yes, I'm sure we've seen enough signs and all of that above. However, what's more pressing is what's in front of us.
Yes.
Well, do we want to try and get past without making a ruckus?
Preferably.
Yeah, it is 10. It is 10 now. So what I can do is I can try and make a little Undercity map.
Yeah.
For next session. That way you guys have a better I like interactive experience. Yeah, I like maps too. Theater of the mind is great, but when you're in an underground cavern, it's nice to see what's going on.
I'm just
So I can try and
imagining a giant underground cave, kind of like ruined fucking dwarf highway underground or something.
One would wonder what the magnificence that this place would be without the Overcity oppressing it.
Another project for the project.
I wonder what the map will look like.
I wonder. So I'll give you a layman's concept. Think of it as you ever seen the Judge Dredd mega city or mega apartment building / those old dwarf things where you had but the inside, not from the outside. So the inside you have several stories worth of basically city, an underground place. So it's kind of like that, where you're at the lower end of it, but because instead of just having solid concrete walls, you're in the Undercity. So there's pipes and little tunnels, and just weird chunks of building that are sticking out. So it's an irregular wall surface where if you went into a pipe, there's a chance it could lead somewhere else, or it could lead to nothing. And then there's also little stone bridges and stuff connecting upper layers of the city, and staircases that go down so that you can traverse the vertical cityscape as well as move along its interior. And then there's a few stalactites, whichever one's descending from the ceiling, columns of ancient structure that have been held together God knows how, and you can pass between them. So it's this it looks like a very large open cave, but there's a lot of dank water and old stonework combined with
water. Dangerous.
Yeah, might be mosquitoes. Anyways, okay, so I will work on an Undercity map for the next session. I won't make it super duper crazy because I know we're not gonna spend another 3 months in the Undercity, hopefully. But I'll make a little one so that you guys can figure out how to get around. And then I also have a few maps made for the next time. I'll make it of the viaduct thing to give you the opportunity to not go in only one entrance.
Are there aqueducts too?
There are aqueducts, yes.
Whoa, cool.
Aside from that, That's all we got time for this session.
got-
So I will save the game.
I'm holding Harvey because there's fireworks going on outside, and he just
Amazing.
heard
And then
the fireworks.
I'm sorry. Harvey,
He just like
forgive me.
he just like his ears perk up and he looks at my headset.
Harvey, I'm sorry, bro. Chill,
Poor
guy.
Harvey.
He's okay. I'm holding him.
Okay, the
I
game
didn't
is
mean nothing
saved.
by it, Harvey. I swear.
Oh, they're doing fireworks outside again.
Good luck,
Hey, Harvey,
Harvey.
it's just little firecrackers. That's it, Harvey.
It's
It's
just my
okay.
dipshit friend on the internet.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You're fine. You don't need to panic. It's okay.
Alright, I'm sorry to make us wrap up right at time, but my grandmother's dishwasher bit the dust this morning and I gotta try to fix that.
Hell yeah, that's fine. We're ending at the ending time anyway, so we're doing good.
Otherwise, I probably would have stuck it out for a little bit, but yeah. Bye.
I'll see you guys
Later.
next week.